All right, so in case you missed it the first time around, here is a more in-depth look at Mezco's new amazing Spider-Man. So a lot of people are giving it good reviews, but there's a lot of negative reviews. So we're going to be honest here, in case you missed it. It's not that great, guys. I'm going to be honest with you. As much as you see us doing the cool poses here, the figure was a bit of a letdown for the price point too. It's ridiculous. It's not even 6 inches, number one. Number two, the arms are too short on it. Like, you can't, like, if you want to do a really dynamic Spider-Man pose, like where he's kneeling down, you can sort of get it where he arches ab crunch, but it's nowhere near like what the range of the Mafex is. So you got to give props to Mafex. Unfortunately, I've been hard on them, lack of accessories, which is true. But in terms of dynamic range for posing, you get way more with that one. Now the webs, like this web here, like, they give you a whole bunch of webs that you can hold in his hand and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, they should have something where you could basically latch it on into the shooting hands. They didn't do that. They didn't think things out properly with this figure. Another thing, the blue. The blue, we tried our best here, as you guys can see the lighting that we're doing here, to try to make it look as bright as possible for you guys. But there's a little bit of a gray to this blue, and it's a little bit bland. They could have done a better job with the blue as well. So overall, you know, look, accessory-wise, check mark. Figure-wise, you know, disappointing, definitely very, you know, disappointing in terms of what the scale size was. And also, a lot of people made note, and I knew this was going to happen with it because it's cloth. When you pose Spider-Man with cloth material, not plastic, it's going to roll up. I don't think you can really, there's no workaround it, you know what I mean? You have to roll them up, and you got to use the action figure stand. If you pose this Spider-Man just standing, it looks absolutely terrible. It looks lame. It really does. But once you start getting him basically, essentially, into these dynamic poses, then it does work. But again, for the price point that you're paying for, it's not worth it. As you guys see the light up features there with this head sculpt, it's great and all, but this head, again, and it's true, it's a little bit big for his body. I think they could have bulked him up just a tad bit more, and just they had to make him a little bit bigger, a little over 6 inches. They had the concept, it was their Mezco, but not quite. Peter Parker head sculpt, not bad. You know, their head sculpts are getting better. I think a lot of people were complaining about the head sculpts, not the ones where they're wearing the cowls and all that. That looks great. The head sculpt definitely works well with Peter Parker here. The newspaper clippings, great. Again, accessories, check mark. Mezco does a fabulous job. So we can't say anything bad in terms of their accessories, but their figure quality is diminishing, I find, over the last year. No doubt about it. Even the Wolverine Uncanny X-Men, great looking figure aesthetically wise, but there were some flaws with it as well too. So they're not really QCing. I don't know, they're rushing it, cutbacks, something's going on there at Mezco. But anyway, the newspaper clipping is cool. Again, full price for this, I would not pay full price. I'm seeing already on Marketplace, I'm seeing at other places where people have opened it up and they're like, I'm not really happy with it. And they're selling it for like $100. Some I've even seen for $90. So this is one of those Mezcos that are going to depreciate in value. And I do believe down the line, if you can get this on a deal, I wouldn't spend more than 60 to 65 US dollars tops for this one. If you get it for that price point, then it's worth it. But 95 US dollars, you know, the shipping and everything, I would do something where you're getting a whole bunch of other figures with it. That's my honest review here, guys. Okay, so yeah, I'm sticking to my guns here. When I said the first review with it, it's a 6.5 out of 10. The lack of arm length, not even being 6 inches, and the color tones on it are a little bit off, and the price point is a little bit too high for this figure. Okay, anyway, guys, there you guys go. That's the review here. If you have the Mezco Amazing Spider-Man, drop a comment below. Let us know what the pros and cons are that you found and what your overall thoughts were with it. Still waiting. I think Spider-Man figures are really hard to get. So far, out of the 6 inch, I think the symbiote Spider-Man that Mafex did is probably my favorite one so far. I think that's the best one in terms of the 6 inch scale. All right, guys, so thanks for watching, and be sure to hit that like button, drop a comment below, share the video if you'd like, and we'll see you in the next video here as an airplane flies by me. Maybe Spider-Man hooking on there, fighting Green Goblin here in Toronto. Let's see what happens. Anyway, guys, take care.